What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It. Thank you for clicking on my video for the first time or again. And if you haven't heard, Kevin Hart really messed up this time. The whole black community has now disowned him. His career is finished. Just kidding. We're only like 13% of the population, and only half of us liked him in the first place. White people still love him, so he'll be fine. But the reason why the black community no longer wants to support Kevin Hart or F with him is because he had his very own Netflix special, his very own Kevin Hart roast, and it was very racist. But there was this one particular racist joke said by Tony Hinchcliffe. I always call him Tony Heathcliff. Heathcliff never would. Anyways, if you know, you know. Tony Hinchcliffe said a racist joke about George Floyd's death, and it didn't go over very well. The reason why Kevin Hart is getting the backlash is because when the black community got upset, he didn't respond in the way he should have. Let's keep it real. Now, from Kevin Hart's perspective, he responded perfectly, and I'll explain that later. So what I'm going to do right now is, first I'm going to show you a clip of Tony Hinchcliffe doing his little set and the joke. Then I'm going to show you Kevin Hart responding to it on The Breakfast Club. So you already know. Let's view it.
You know, Kevin, they told me not to mention your kids on this roast, but I must say, you did good. They've gotten so big, they now buckle Kevin up in the car seat. It's true, he lost his gig hosting the Academy Awards because of some homophobic tweets, but you'd be homophobic too if you were eye level with everyone's cock. He got into a fist fight on a private plane, proof that no matter how much money black people have, they're still just gonna act like ninjas. Always fighting. Like Bill Cosby, Hart is a black comedian from Philadelphia, and like Bill Cosby, women don't know when Kevin is inside of them. You've done good though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin. God bless this room.
Let me stop it right there, because that George Floyd joke, that's the specific joke that kind of took this whole thing over the top. I don't think it's just that joke in general. It's because the whole roast had a huge racist tone to it. And the George Floyd joke just, took it to the level where the whole black community is like, okay, this is enough and it's not funny. Now, in my opinion, I didn't watch the roast, but I saw this clip, and right away I wasn't laughing at none of it. I didn't think any of it was really that funny at all. Now, maybe that's just me because I'm a really tough critic, because I'm very, very, very funny myself. So it's like Kobe Bryant judging other basketball players. But again, that's me. I didn't find it funny at all. I wasn't really that offended because I could care less, because I'm in my position, not Kevin Hart's position. I'm just a dude making YouTube videos. I'm not the one that owns the company that's producing a roast of myself and then putting it on Netflix. The other thing I wanted to point out is, to me, Kevin Hart's laughter seems so fake and so forced. And it has to be forced because, like I said, it's not that funny. Now, I guess some people might find this funny, but I find it hard to believe they find it gut-busting funny like Kevin Hart. Now, maybe he feels like the more I laugh, the more it lightens the mood of it. The less embarrassed I am. I don't know, but there's no way in hell I believe he thinks it's that funny. Now, I'm going to get into why the George Floyd joke was very offensive to black people. If you don't know already why it's very offensive to black people, I'm not saying it bothered me that much because I don't care what people think. It really comes down to that. I honestly don't care what people think. In the real way though, not like when people like, I don't give a fuck what you think. And they really do. Like, I don't care what you think. Now I'm going to show you guys the clip of Kevin Hart response to this controversial backlash on The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table. Like, it's not, I wasn't shocked. Like, that's what they do. Go look at the Tom Brady one. Like, that's what they do. It happens every year when they do a roast. It's not new. This isn't a new, it's not a new agenda. It's not a new approach to comedy.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect less. I don't expect more.
I feel like you're saying going too far is the point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I mean, that's why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I'm going to because we're being honest. People are talking about that joke. Talk about his set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets, between Tony and Cheryl, and I would say Naeem had a really strong set.
Naeem had a very strong set. I was laughing out loud at Tony until that joke.
Until the joke.
But not even just.
Mr. Hart is completely lying. Right when he said, since we're being honest, it was followed by a lie. He's like, Tony had the best set. Now, I haven't seen the roast. We didn't watch all of Tony's set. But from the vibe I did get from what we saw, it wasn't funny. And if that was the best set of the roast, then I'm glad I didn't watch it. And I know Kevin Hart couldn't have thought it was that funny. That was fake ass laughing. There's no way he thought it was that funny. And if he did, please give me a job. Put me in a movie. Wait, never mind. We don't rock with your punk ass.
That joke, I don't like when people joke about violent, tragic death. I liked Pete's set, and then I was like, why you had to say anything about Charlie Kirk?
Pete had a great set too. Pete had a Charlie Kirk joke in it.
Yeah.
Like, would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like, I'm not looking at Pete crazy. I'm not looking at Tony crazy. Like, that's what, I know what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know your style of comedy.
Did you see the interview that I did with Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother?
No.
So he said
No shot to you.
No, that's good.
I'm never watching it.
That's fine.
I just want to be clear. I'm never watching that. Like,
I only brought it up.
Even now that you told me, I'm not going to go back and go look at that interview.
Because he's a
But I just want to make it clear so you
No.
understand what I do with my time. Like, I'm never doing that. Okay, go ahead.
I just asked because he's a fan of you.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the joke and it picked up pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if you saw it, but he basically said, like, as a fan of you and knowing that you came to the funeral to support his family, even though it's a roast and Tony, that's what he does, they expected you to kind of be the person that would, like, stop it right in the moment or just not allow for certain things to happen.
And he also said he wanted you to come harder. He said if they're going to joke, why you ain't come harder with your own jokes?
All right.
Racist jokes, I guess.
This is actually a good thing to give a rebuttal to.
See,
I'll tell you why. Because it was a humiliation ritual. He already knew they were going to do that, and he had to take it. That's why. Because they're right. Why didn't Kevin Hart come back even harder? That's what you do in roast battles. And Kevin Hart supposedly is this genius comic. How come he didn't come back harder on them? He could have been like, oh, you guys want to take it there? You want to take it there? You want to get racist? Well, how about I tell him I hang out with a bunch of pedophiles then? That's right. And Jeffrey Epstein is alive. And he's backstage right now. The reason why he didn't say nothing or come back at them harder is because it was a humiliation ritual. He had to sit there and take it. That was part of the agreement to have the Netflix special in the first place. Hell, it's part of the agreement to beat Kevin Hart. He admitted it himself. He said, it's my production company. What black person owns their own production company, then gets a Netflix special to produce a roast to himself and makes it really racist? Maybe a race joke here and there, but a lot of race jokes? But they do this all the time. Kevin Hart is telling the truth about that. Go look at the Flavor Flav roast. Anytime there's a black person up there or a black person involved at all, it always seems to turn racist. That's the weird part. Why does every joke have to be a superficial, negative stereotype when it comes to black people? I actually have my own belief to why this is, and I'll explain later.
They talked about my dead mom and my dead dad. said that they were running a train on my mom in
That was
heaven,
hilarious.
right?
It was
Oh,
the
that
double
was
entendre.
crazy.
The
Yeah,
double
that was
entendre was
Regina
hilarious.
killed that.
Right?
Yes,
Oh
that
wait,
was
that's
great,
right. You
great.
probably should say killed that.
The jokes about Kevin was on a slave ship in a bottle with like the ship in the bottle. Like, I'm going to appreciate humor. I don't get affected by the attempt of humor. I get it, right? And
Again, okay, you can make a joke about Kevin Hart being tiny, but why is he on a slave ship in a bottle? What makes a person think of Kevin Hart and a slave together? Again, these are rhetorical questions because I know the answer, but you know what I'm saying? They could have made a similar joke and not made it a slave ship. The slave ship doesn't make it any funnier except to one type of race of people. There is no connection to Kevin Hart and slave ships except the fact that he's black.
in this case, like, do more. It's my production. We're live. The more is what? Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing of like, oh, man, the motherfuckers, they do this and they're attacking the culture. It doesn't have to be that. It literally is either you're a fan of this level of content or you're not. And if you're not a fan, then you don't watch it. So
you see this look on her face? You know what that look is saying? It's saying, Kevin, you're full of shit. You're making excuses. You're moonwalking. You want me to stand up in a live production and say, don't say that joke and this joke? No, that's not what people are saying. You're in a roast. You could have stood up and came back with more jokes. You could have kept it comedy. You could have kept it professional. But can't you roast them back? Roast them harder? Get personal with them? Reverse it on them? Aren't you a comedian? Hell, Will Smith walked up onto a stage to slap Chris Rock for a joke he didn't like. Now, we ain't saying do that. But damn, do nothing?
So my last note for all attached to this is very simple, okay? Whatever the headlines or whatever the dialogue is, my rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm going to drag him off? You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into, like, what? That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand was to produce a successful roast, which I did. I also got the rebuttal. I also got to say shit at the end. What are we dealing with here? I'll say it again. Stop talking as if I said it. Mm-hmm. So when you say the family and the family's affected, I didn't disrespect the family. Showed up for the family when it happened. Made sure that the family felt supported. Made sure that all things there were actually cool. Behind the scenes, just as an example, you know the one person that I talked to? Oh. And I'm not even going to tell you the conversation? Stephen Jackson.
Oh, I know he caught that.
That's because that's my nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, Stack, let me just call you, man, so I can explain to you like the world of the roast, X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. We talked. I get it, Kev. We had a great conversation. But that's what I mean when I say, hey, man, let me call the one person after. And that's before whatever you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's immediate. Mm-hmm. Stack, hey, Tony threw one out there. It's this and this, but you do know that that's what this shit is a roast. But I just want you to know from my side, that man is on his own.
Why you ain't lead with that, Kev? You should have been leading with that the whole time.
Because I don't need to.
People just want to know you care.
I don't fucking need to prove to people that I give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Just this time. This one time.
No.
Yes, this one.
No. If you open that door, then that's the door that people expect all the time. Why the fuck do I need to do that?
I think it's because of how much the George Floyd situation affected so many people. This is, I think, I get what you're saying and how you stand on your business, and I respect you for that.
I'm not talking about standing on business.
Or whatever it is. I think with certain things.
Did not say it.
But their pushback is it happened at Kevin Hart's roast. Kevin Hart, who is like, he's like, so many of us support you. You're ours.
They just want to hear you say. Okay, I just want to hear you say what you said today. It's tasteless. You actually reached out to somebody who's considered his family to say, let them know. That's all.
I have the best example. Mm-hmm. If I go to a nightclub and like we're celebrating, right? And 2 people get killed that night at the nightclub. What's the headline?
Kevin Hart's party got shot.
2 people died at Kevin Hart's party, right? People may say, I'm not going to Kevin Hart's party again. Man, you can't go to Kevin Hart shit. Kevin Hart shit ain't safe. I ain't fucking with Kev. You heard what happened. I go, but I didn't fucking do it. I didn't even know the people that fucking was shooting. I didn't even know the 2 people that got killed. That's the nature of being the name. Your name is attached to things to make things bigger. What is my fucking... I didn't shoot the gun. Why am I arguing and why am I doing interviews after?
Why were they in your party with guns?
But who knows? I don't work the metal detectors. I'm not the security guys. The club does all that. I don't have those answers. You understand what I'm saying? Like the responsibility just it starts to compile as if I'm the one in charge. We are not in charge of the dialogue from anybody on that stage.
If Tony calls you right now and says, man, Kev, man, I was out at the comedy club, man, and man, this dude, man, who said he was George Floyd's brother, smacked the shit out of me.
You gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? What the fuck do you want me to do? That's the consequences of the shit.
There you go.
First, let me break down why the George Floyd joke was a big deal to the black community. One is obviously because a black person died by the hands of a cop that didn't need to die. And that's all the point is. Anytime a cop has another option to deal with a black person other than murder them, and they murder them, the black community is going to have a problem with that, obviously. Just like the white community should too. Meaning if a cop murders a white person and they have the option not to do it, especially if it's like 90% of the time it's a black cop killing a white person when they didn't have to. And then the whole black community just shrugs it off and says, well, they should have complied. The cop's a hero. White people would feel way different about the situation. And what Tony Hinchcliffe did was make a joke about a black person getting killed by a white cop when he didn't have to be. And of course, the black person, George Floyd, was saying, I can't breathe. And actually, a lot of black people have said this while being suffocated by cops and dying. And that's why I Can't Breathe was chosen as the slogan and quote for the protest against police brutality against black people. And then Tony Hinchcliffe uses that slogan for the punchline of the George Floyd joke. Now, if you're someone that doesn't get it and you're like, who cares? It's just a joke. Then you definitely shouldn't be mad or think it's wrong when people say stuff about Jewish people, especially when it's positive stuff. If you say Jews own everything, they'll say that's anti-Semitic and hateful, and you shouldn't say that. But if you make a George Floyd joke that's racist and about his murder, well, then that's okay. It's a joke. And speaking of Jews, that's exactly what Kevin Hart could have used. He could have went at them being Jews because we all know they're all Jews. This was his opportunity to do the exact same thing to them that they are doing to him and us. But there's no way in hell he's going to do that. He likes his fame. He is not making fun of those Jewish people. Trust me. Now, as far as racist jokes go, black racist jokes can be funny. White racist jokes can be funny too. Any racist joke can be funny when it's done right. But then at the same time, there are people that hide racism behind a joke. They want to be racist, and so they turn it into a joke. And believe it or not, white people, black people can feel the difference. A good example of this is Tosh.0. I swear to God that some of his racist jokes he actually means. It's just the way it comes off. It's the energy of it. Sometimes it's not funny. It comes off as if he just said something racist. And usually that's because they do have a little bit of racism in them. Also, I want to point out there's a difference between someone that says a racist joke, and then someone that says racist jokes all the time. If every time you think of a joke about a black person, it ends up being a negative racist stereotype, that's an issue. And when it comes to these roasts and these shows, that's typically what happens when it comes to these black racist jokes. They tend to be surface level negative stereotypes. And the reason why is because all the writers are white. And I'm not saying a white person can't write a good black racist joke. What I'm saying is 90% of white people don't know black people. They don't know black people. All they know is the negative stereotypes. And I'm not talking about, oh no, you had a black homegirl in high school named Shamika and you guys were cool and you hung out together. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about know black people. Hang out in black areas. Know black families. Know how they function. Know what they eat. How they cook. Know the little nuances of what make black culture. If they knew more about the small details of what make black people, then they could write good jokes. You see, black people, especially successful ones and lucky ones, we grow up in the suburbs. And when we grow up in these nice areas or we move to these nice areas, then we're surrounded by white people. I grew up in the suburbs, so most of my friends were white. So I got to know white people and their culture. I spent the night at my white friend's house. I ate their white dinners. I met their white families. Everything around me was white. So because of that, I know little nuances that I can make jokes about that won't sound too racist and most white people probably wouldn't get offended about. Like the fact that white people love wearing flip-flops. Anytime, any situation, they will play basketball in flip-flops if they have to. They will start a street fight in flip-flops if they have to. I know that white people think ranch dressing is ranch sauce. They put it on everything. When white people have a son, they call him Buddy. When they get a dog, it becomes their kid. I know these things because I know the tiny nuances in white culture. So when you have a room full of white people writing black racist jokes, which by the way is weird anyways, why are you guys just thinking of black racist jokes? They're not going to come off good. They're not, because they don't know enough to make it witty, and they're not really that talented anyways. But really the real question is, why do you guys constantly think of racist black jokes? You guys can't think of anything else that would be funny about black people that's not so damn racist? And really, at the end of the day, you can leave in all jokes, say all jokes, just make them funny. The problem with the George Floyd joke and things like that, it's only funny to the white racist audience and writers that wrote the joke. White people find it funny because they're in a white person position. Why didn't they have black writers? Isn't Kevin Hart a writer? Couldn't he have written some stuff? There's so many black comedians. You couldn't get black writers on your roast? You couldn't have white and black writers team up and make this even better? Trust me, the black writers would have been like, that joke is trash. And then the white writer's like, hey, what you mean that joke's not funny? You don't find it funny? Black man being killed by white cop while he's saying he can't breathe? Now he's in heaven and he can't breathe? I don't know why I'm using a bad transatlantic accent, but that's the one I came up with for the white person. But really, Kevin Hart could have made this less of a big deal by coming back at them harder, or when he's asked about it later, be like, yeah, that was a whack-ass, unfunny joke, and it came off racist as shit. That's all he had to say, and then people would have been back supporting him. I didn't know he was going to say that. I was cut off guard, but if I did know, I definitely would have said, don't say that crap. Even if it was a lie, he could have said that. Kevin Hart comes off as not a very intelligent person to me. Rich? Yes. Black? Yes. Short? Yes. Intelligent? Not so much. So anyways, if you have any thoughts or opinions to add to this video, then comment below! Tell me what you think. Did the joke offend you? Did you think it was a bad joke, a good joke? Did you think Kevin Hart is in the right, in the wrong? Should he have did something different? Should he have spoke up different? Or do you also know this was part of a humiliation ritual? Just like I'm going through one right now. But no matter what you think, I'm still gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hit checker button and sub-ride with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. That's why I. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.